With the first of several cold fronts that are going to move through the region over the next few days. Here's the location of that front as of right now. Currently 68 degrees in Houston, but we reached 80 degrees today. Now, we've cooled down slightly because of the cloud cover and some of the rain that moved through, but the biggest difference and the biggest cool down is going to come with this front that is just moving through Dallas, and temperatures dropped about 5 degrees within the past hour there. 13 alert radar, rain is moving out as we speak. We had a couple of rumbles of thunder and some lightning near Lake Livingston today, but as far as any more rain, just a couple of light sprinkles north of Galveston Bay near Mont Belvieu and Baytown. This is just all the moisture and the humidity wringing out of the atmosphere at this hour. Big picture though, a lot of the thunderstorms that developed over our heads greatly intensified as they tracked east. There is a tornado watch for much of eastern Texas and Louisiana where you can see the warnings there. Not expecting any severe weather though for us here in southeast Texas. It is going to be a little cloudy though for the rest of the evening. You can see that here as we look live to Houston with the sun finally setting for tonight, though big difference. You'll especially notice if you're going to be out late tonight, that's when that temperature drop is really going to start to settle in. But by tomorrow morning, we're falling all the way into the upper 30s. And with that breeze, it's definitely going to feel chilly in the morning. So jackets, scarves needed once again. And then in the afternoon, we are rising back into the mid 50s, but it's still going to feel quite cool with that breeze that could gust up to about 20-25 miles per hour at times. This is just the first cool down of several in the forecast. We're talking more about that midweek freeze coming up in a few minutes.
And a little bit of chilly weather headed our way.
I was going to say we hit 80 today in Houston, and by tomorrow morning we're going to be in the upper 30s. So big change ahead of us for this weekend, and it's just a taste of what's to come next week. And that's really the focus of the forecast, getting you ready for this next freeze that will move into southeast Texas. And it really all begins Wednesday when an Arctic front begins to move in. It's going to be much colder by then. Tuesday we'll have temperatures in the 60s. By Wednesday morning, we're falling into the upper 30s. Winds will be strong out of the north. We'll only make it into the mid 40s. And then by Thursday, temperatures will plummet into the low to mid 20s. Hopefully you still have all of your cold weather gear and preps for your home and things like that. If not, now's the time to get ready, because we will likely see one morning below freezing and another morning below freezing on Friday with a light freeze possible. Temperatures though for highs all below 50 degrees. That is well below normal for this time of year, even in February, even into the winter months. Now, here's how this is all going to play out. It's somewhat similar to what we actually saw today. A weak surface low is going to develop ahead of that big Arctic front. So the first small cold front that will move through, that's going to be our stormy front on Tuesday. By Wednesday, this front plows through Texas, going to be mainly dry when it moves through. So that's good news there. Not going to rule out maybe any light precipitation, but by all means, this is going to be an Arctic front that's going to move through. So that Arctic air is going to be very cold and very dry. But one thing we're also monitoring into the end of next week, this is some new data we're analyzing for next Friday and next Saturday. It looks like we could see a weak low develop over the northern Gulf. If that happens, we could see precipitation on the northern side of that. You see right now, that is rain. That's because temperatures will likely be in the 40s. So right now, there's the possibility of a cold rain next Friday and Saturday, but it's something we're keeping a close eye on, as that's a similar pattern to what brought us snow last month. We're not forecasting that, though, at this point. What we are forecasting, though, and have pretty good confidence in, is that Arctic front that will send temperatures below freezing likely Thursday and Friday. And then after that front moves through, when it stays chilly in southeast Texas, we're going to have to keep a close eye on the other patterns that could be around southeast Texas at that time. Ooh, look at this camera angle. Wow. That is a beautiful pink sunset right now. Gorgeous outside. Temperatures still pretty warm. We're still at 68 degrees. That front hasn't reached us yet. I'm sorry, I'm very distracted by this. This is a beautiful shot here in southeast Texas after a stormy, summery day. Now in Galveston right now, 70 degrees. Potentially a little light fog there as temperatures are going to drop very quickly. So that'll be something we're watching, with water temperatures still in the 50s or 60s. As for tonight, again, 39 degrees tomorrow morning. Very cold tomorrow morning. Have a jacket and scarf ready to go if you have to be out and about in the morning. Thankfully, it will be drier, though. 13 alert radar. We are drying out as we speak. Potentially a few light showers still moving through portions of Liberty and Chambers County. The severe weather risk really stayed to our northeast today, so we're thankful for that. And you can see here on Future Track, we keep a couple of clouds tonight into tomorrow, but generally speaking, tomorrow is going to be a bright and sunny day. As for your Houston 10-day forecast, we do see temperatures rebound both days. They'll be colder than where you were today. And for President's Day, we'll have temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. Time frame to watch, though, Wednesday through Friday, monitoring potentially 2 more freezes in the forecast for Thursday and Friday. And that cold front we're monitoring has picked up pace. It is now moving through our northern counties and will be here before we know it in Houston. I think within the next 2 hours, we'll start to feel that drop here in Houston. It's currently 63 degrees, but I would say just a couple of hours ago, this evening, it was in the mid-50s in Dallas. Now they're at 39. So this is really going to be a strong cold front that is going to make it feel quite colder by tomorrow morning. We can already start to see that northerly wind shift in Huntsville, College Station, Navasota. Temperatures in the upper 50s now. That cold air is really going to take over the forecast tonight, dropping all the way into the upper 30s by tomorrow morning. So you'll need likely a scarf, even a jacket tomorrow morning, because how cold it's going to be, not just because of the temperature, but because of the breeze. We will have a wind chill tomorrow morning, making it feel like potentially near freezing or even below that, even though temperatures are not going to fall below freezing tomorrow morning. As for 13 alert radar, right now we are drying out after that front rolled through. We only saw a couple of light showers and storms today. We have another storm chance up on the board with the forecast on Tuesday. We're going to be talking more about that, plus that midweek freeze that we have a close eye on coming up in my forecast, Tom. Weather system did roll through southeast Texas today, but we were left pretty unscathed. Our next big storm system arrives into the middle of next week, when we could potentially see 2 mornings with below freezing temperatures. It all really gets going on Wednesday. That's when an Arctic front is going to move through the region. It's going to be much colder by Wednesday. We're just going to get a taste of that tomorrow morning. Temperatures falling into the upper 30s. Wednesday only rebounding into the mid 40s. Then Thursday, this is when you're really going to feel it. Make sure you have all your winter weather gear ready. Prep your home now, because temperatures by Thursday morning falling into the low to mid 20s. Factor in that northerly breeze. It could feel like the teens outside at times. That's why we have you on weather watch for Thursday for a hard freeze. Then for Friday, a light freeze in the morning with temperatures in the upper 20s. What you see day by day, Wednesday through Friday, high temperatures only in the 40s. So definitely a cold stretch coming up later this week. Here's how we're going to get there. Very similar to what we saw today. First, a weather system will bring the chance for showers and thunderstorms on Tuesday. That system will then move on out, open the door for that cold Arctic front to move in. That front will drop temperatures again into the 20s, 30s, and 40s here in southeast Texas. While at the same time, by Friday, we'll also be keeping our eye on a new weather system that will be developing. This is some of the latest model guidance we're picking up on. This is 7 days away at this point, but it's something I want you to be aware of. Into next weekend, potentially Friday and Saturday, we could see a low develop over the Gulf. On the northern side of that, the chance for precipitation. Now, at the same time, temperatures would likely be in the upper 30s or low 40s. So it would be a cold rain, but this is something we're going to keep a close eye on, with the chance for precipitation when we potentially have pretty chilly temperatures in southeast Texas. Meanwhile, we have increasing confidence that we're likely going to get an Arctic front to plow through much of Texas and us here in southeast Texas. Good news is this is likely going to be air that is so cold, so dry being the key word, that we're not expecting widespread wintry precipitation with the front at this time. What we are anticipating, though, is the potential for 2 freezes Thursday morning and Friday morning. That's when temperatures drop below freezing. Thankfully, each day they'll rise back above freezing with the sunshine, but overnight we will have several hours of below freezing temperatures each night and morning. And again, this is mainly dry, but we'll be keeping a close eye on how these weather systems could play out over that week when we have that potential freeze. Meanwhile, tonight, the weather system that brought us some rain, storms strengthened as they tracked farther east. So that's on the way out. We have some thin high-level clouds moving in behind that cold front. So that might be something you notice throughout the day tomorrow. Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty clear day, but cold. 39 degrees, scarf needed, jacket needed in the morning, especially with that breeze that's going to be coming in, giving us a wind chill in the morning. Then we're only going to be in the mid 50s by the afternoon, but thankfully we will see some more sunshine. So here we go on Future Track. You'll see the winds shift tonight. Then we get that cloud cover to roll in. The freezing line will approach us here in southeast Texas, get close to College Station, but I think we stay at least above freezing tomorrow morning, even though it might feel like freezing outside at times. Then into the afternoon, you see that breeze still going strong strong, just a couple of thin high-level clouds out there. But besides that, it will be a sunny day, so good news there. We have similar conditions on tap for President's Day on Monday. Then we get into that next weather system. Showers and storms possible on Thursday. That Arctic front moving in Wednesday through Friday. That is our chilly time frame in the forecast. Temperatures do rebound after that. It's slow, but by that following week, the last week of February should see temperatures back into the 70s.